Nice. Cold.
Alright everyone, I'm going to break this tournament down for you. Welcome back to the channel. What I was facing was a situation where I wasn't even supposed to fish this tournament. I had planned a charter boat with my family out on Lake Michigan and we got blown off. So Friday night for the tournament, I had pre-registered but I wasn't sure if I was going to go. So Friday night for the tournament, I decided to head up to Houghton Lake. I'd never been on Houghton Lake for bass fishing. I'd been there for Tip of Town, USA in the winter fishing, but I knew in the spring there would be some fish in these channels, and there were some channels relatively close to this launch. So after looking at Google Earth and some old maps, I decided that I was going to try to target some pre-spawn or spawning fish with plastic baits, primarily wacky rigs. And this is what I was looking for. I was looking for it to calm down, because the main lake is absolutely brutal. You talk to anybody, they'll tell you it was a brutal tournament. We're facing bitter cold and wind. So I got in these canals, and like other places that have canals, like St. Clair and other bodies of water, this time of year you can target these fish with all sorts of baits, but primarily soft plastics will work real well if you don't know what to use. And again, I had never been on this lake, so I wanted to come up with something that I could catch a few fish quickly, see if I could figure out what they were doing, because I couldn't even leave till like 3 in the morning from my home, so it took me a while to get up there and get fishing. But I was just grateful to be able to fish it. You know, sometimes life throws you those curves, and I've been facing a lot of those over the last few years, so getting up here and fishing was awesome. So I'm going to highlight some of the exact colors I was using and why. So stay tuned, we'll talk a little bit about the details.
How's it going this morning?
What's that?
Say, how's it going this morning?
Catching some smalls.
Nice. I just getting started, so.
Yeah, it is.
It's cold.
It's cool.
Yeah, there's like about 5 guys that left already. They're like, yeah.
Oh, really?
Because they're out on the main lake, you know, having fun.
I'm just trying to catch a couple more, and then I'm gonna head out there and dig around.
There you go. Good luck. Be blessed now.
So this is the reason I love fishing these MKT and other tournaments, because you always meet somebody you can talk to and really enjoy yourself. Good comradeship, good times.
What all happened here, but folks at home, that's the first fish of the season, 2025. Not quite sure what happened, but okay. We'll take it.
All right, let's talk tips. What I'm using is darker baits. Right now I'm using a green pumpkin chartreuse tail Gary Yamamoto Senko with a 1/0 Yamagata hook. I'm doing this for a couple reasons, primarily because in the spring it's a good bait. The darker colors with a little chartreuse on it will help elicit strikes. You can dip whatever bait you're using. I'll use a lot of elastic plastics and pumpkin, different colors like that. I'm partial to an old color called Christmas tree pumpkin. If you can find it, or if you can make it yourself, that's a beautiful bait for this time of year. But I am using the Yamamoto in most of these sequences. I was using a lot of other stuff, but the Yamamoto was really getting me strikes, so I kind of stuck with it to fill out a limit. which was my goal for this tournament, just coming into it blind. A lot of guys crushed them. That was great for them, but I had zero practice, so that was kind of cool just to catch a limit and have a good time being on the water. Sometimes that's what it's all about. Love the competition, but man, just being on the water can be a blessing. So if you're looking for something that's going to elicit strikes, you can always turn to the Yamamoto Senko. I haven't found any colors that I really dislike. I just kind of go with darker day, darker colors, lighter day, lighter colors. If I'm in the south, I'll use some more orange colors. Bigger bass on the beds down there seem to like them. I don't know why. Just seem to, maybe the crawdads. But at any rate, I'm rambling now. So here's going to be a sequence with a pretty good fish coming up. And you can see what I'm using. Again, it's just a Yamamoto Senko with the chartreuse tail.
How are you?
Good, how you doing?
Doing good. Just glad to be out. You know, it's finally getting to be spring.
Finally.
Fine.
Doesn't feel like it today, but it is.
I know, right?
Okay, so here's the deal with this bait. When you're using the 1/0 Gamakatsu worm hook, these fish will inhale it and typically get it caught in the top of their mouth. It'll give you a good strike to catch ratio. Now I was missing some short striking fish and it cost me a few good fish, but overall I was pleased with how it was turning out. One of the things you can do to keep from changing baits is just use some Elastec plastic. That'll give you a little bit better sink rate too. But you can experiment with it. There's a lot of variety in soft plastic fishing, and that's what I kind of like about it. You'll see me throwing a lot of soft plastics in the spring. So here's a good tip for you. Pay attention to how you're hooking your fish. If you're seeing it on the outside, or it's always hooking one way, just pay attention to that. Try to make adjustments. So I'm looking for my fish to be well hooked. So when I say in the top of the mouth, I mean a well hooked, solid hooked fish. That's what I'm looking for. If you're not getting them in the top of the mouth with the 1/0 Gamakatsu, go to a 1 Gamakatsu hook, a little bit lighter, and they will get that in the top. Just depends on how they're striking it.
Struggle bus there, but here's a drag set some loose. But we got it. And it's a nice one.
Okay, so this is exactly what I mean. If I have to break out the pliers, it's a good hook fish. This fish was hooked right in the top of the mouth, really solid. You can barely get it out. Good stuff.
bitty, but I'll take it. He might be bigger than I think.
Playing Kevin Van Dam on that one.
What's that now?
That's the second fish to poop on me in a row.
That's a or a stinky one, whichever. You know, they're up in here spawning. They're gonna be spawning in here soon. If they're not already.
Yeah.
Did you ever get over there to Lake St. Clair and do this on the little channels in the spring? It's a good time. You're about the third person to stop right there. There must be a little something something right there.
Oh, right here?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Targeting.
Oh, thought that, what's that now?
Targeting stumps right here.
Nice. Yeah, that where he's at down there.
Yeah.
That whole bare bank is full of nice stumps. I caught one or two out of there.
Yeah, I caught one out of there, I think 15.
Yeah, there's just not much size to them, is there? lot of fun though. Better day than I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be just absolutely miserable up here. It was this morning though, wasn't it? So how far is that launch? I looked at it, but
It's up there about 1.5 miles.
oh, okay. Tell me your first name again.
Homer.
And I'm Rich, Homer. It is a pleasure to meet you. Did you ever find a restroom up there? Right. And you know, and I've been really cutting back, like maybe one a day or so. It's been helping me sleep tremendously. But I like my coffee. He's got one. Nice. That's a little bit better fish. Alright. Where you live at, Homer?
Cadillac.
Nice. See, my parents grew up in Cadillac, and several of my relatives are buried in the Boone Cemetery. There's the limit dance. I got a limit. He's a spicy meatball.
Okay, so I ended up in 28th. Not bad for 0 sleep and no practice. Would have liked to have done a lot better, but I lost some good fish. At any rate, I designed this video specifically for a person that was at the boat launch that really wanted to know how to catch some fish in these canals, had never kayak bass fished from a professional rig, so he's thinking about getting one, and it was just a great conversation after the tournament. So this is for you, my friend. You know who you are. I hope you got some tips for soft plastics. Enjoy it.
Catch, photograph, and release.